Alright class, we continue with the first type of innuendo known as false innuendo. False innuendo arises from a combination of statements or pictures and the words speak for themselves. As for an illustration here, okay, there is a picture of Andy and then below of his picture stated a lawyer's activities are being investigated. So, based on this situation, Andy is not allowed to explain the meaning or inferences that can be drawn from the words because the words must speak for themselves. This is because, okay, when we read a newspaper, we look into Andy's picture and then below of his picture, okay, state these statements, right? So, obviously, we will refer that the lawyer here is Andy. Okay, in the case of Syed Hussein Ali against Syarikat Percetakan Utusan Melayu Berhad and another. Okay, the facts of the case, the defendant and newspaper published the following statements regarding the plaintiff. Okay, the statements construed as the Menteri Besar considers Syed Hussein Ali as wanting to arouse the hatred of the Malaysian people against the governments and the British. The university lecturer was spreading subversive ideas in order to poison the thoughts of the Malays. So here the statements, okay, submitted by the defendant's newspaper. And the issue before the court here is to determine whether the words were defamatory of the plaintiff, as the other two elements of defamations were satisfied. And the court held that through inference or implications, the words convey the meaning that the plaintiff was dishonest, disloyal to the governments, a subversive elements, and ungrateful, and the plaintiff claim was accordingly allowed. In this case, the statement clearly referred to the plaintiff, Syed Hussein Ali. Okay, next types of innuendo is true or legal innuendo. Okay, true or legal innuendo arise from special facts which are known to the recipient of the publications. The keywords for true innuendo is the plaintiff must have special knowledge that will cause the words to be defamatory on the plaintiff, and if not, there is not known as a defamatory in nature. And words are defamatory to those who possess the special knowledge only. Okay, before we proceed with the case, let's refer to these illustrations. Okay, we have a picture of a chef wok. Okay, chef wok, a popular chef in Malaysia, and then he is holding a cooking book, right? Okay, now the picture shows a chef wok hold a cooking book published by Masak Sedap Sinar Berhad. So public may think that chef wok had consented and get paid from the advertisements. However, it was just an edited picture done by Masak Sedap Sinar Berhad in order to promote the cooking book. So these illustrations show us the true or legal innuendo. Who possess the special knowledge here? Chef wok. Okay, because he's a popular chef in Malaysia, so he has a special knowledge, and then he has been defamed, okay, based on the true or legal innuendo, based on the special facts. Okay, alright, we return to the case, decided case here, Tolley and Fry against, Tolley against Fry and Sons Unlimited. In this case, the defendant, a firm of chocolate manufacturers, issued an advertisement of their product which showed a caricature of the plaintiff, a prominent amateur golfer, depicting him as playing golf with a bar of chocolate sticking out of his pocket. And the advertisement was published without the knowledge and consent of the plaintiff. So the plaintiff then brought an action against the defendant by claiming damages, alleging that it constituted a libel. And the plaintiff alleged that the advertisement had prostituted his status, since people might think that he was not maintaining his amateur status, that he had done so for gain and reward. So public meetings that um, he becomes the duta for the chocolate manufacturers, and then he has no money, for example. So the House of Lords here held that the defendants were liable for defamatory because of those who might, in the opinion that the plaintiff had consented and been paid for the advertisements, but in fact it was not. So in this case, the in this case the plaintiff here has a special knowledge, as an amateur golfer. Okay, and then the third types of defamatory words is a juxtapositions. Okay, what is means by a juxtapositions? It is means placing side by side or close together, and this involve the employment of visual effects such as effigy or placing the plaintiff photograph in a pile of wanted criminals. Okay, this is where when you place close together the pictures of the plaintiff and then together pictures of wanted criminals, so public meetings that the plaintiff also considered as criminals. Okay, please refer to these illustrations. Okay, we have 5 pictures here, advertised in the newspaper. Okay, so wanted, right? Alright, and then in between of these pictures of wanted criminals, there was a picture of plaintiff. So public may refer that plaintiff also a criminal. Okay, there is a one decided case here, Monsoon against Tussauds. In this case, the plaintiff was accused of committing a crime in Scotland, and the crime was not proven, and the plaintiff was released. And the defendant then erected a statue of the plaintiff and placed the statue together with statues of other criminals. And the court found that the defendant liable for defamation. Okay, next we proceed with the second elements of defamations, where the words must be referred to the plaintiff. The statements must be referred to the plaintiff. Only person defamed can bring an action in defamations. In other words, he must has a locus standi. Locus standi means that he has interest to that matter. He is the person who has been defamed. Sometimes it is straightforward. By showing that they are named and sufficient the information is included so that the identity of the person referred to is clear. When the newspaper publish a statement and then it mentioned clearly name of plaintiff, but sometimes please bear in mind that it is not always straightforward as to prove these elements. As for example, you may refer to the case of Atik bin Ali against Josephine Doris Nunes and another. In this case, Josephine first sued the Chief Minister of Malacca for breach of promise to marry her. She then withdrew her actions. Atik, a member of parliament in Alai, took action against Josephine, claiming that all the members of UMNO in Alai had been defamed by Josephine's actions. So the issue before the court is whether Atik here has a locus standi. It was held that UMNO was not defamed, and the only person defamed here was Datuk Seri Tambicik here, the Chief Minister of Malacca. And he is the only person who had the locus standi and be able to take up a defamation suit against the defendant, not Atik Ali. Another example or illustration that I may draw to you is, okay, let's say a statement published in a newspaper entitled that, okay, a hero of drama Sweet Dream, okay, when dating with someone's wife. So when you read these statements, you know that who is the hero of the drama of Sweet Dreams here? Ben Ali, right? Okay, so you may refer him as a person who dating with someone's wife. So this is also uh, where the second elements will be published. Okay, the third elements of defamation is the words must be published. Okay, we have fulfilled the first and second elements of defamations. Now the words or statement must be published. Okay, publication means disseminations of the defamatory words or materials to a third party other than the plaintiff. And there must be an involvement of some other person to witness the said statement being made. Okay, so witness here sometimes referred to the readers. Okay, when the readers read the statements, then the readers becomes a witness and it shows the publications. So publication includes traditional forms such as books, newspapers, magazines, also not to forget the social media like internet and etc. Okay, even through Facebook as well, or Twitter and Instagrams, for example, people can instantly publish statements that reach thousands of people easily. Okay. Okay, a case on points here is the case of Dr. Jenny Ibrahim against S. Pakinathan. In this case, right, the plaintiff was a psychologist who was working on a voluntary basis at a help center. And the defendant wrote two letters indicating that the plaintiff had committed breach of trust amounting to 70,000 ringgits. Copies of one of these letters were sent to all directors of the center, to the director of the Welfare Services of Perak, and to the Registrar of Societies of Malaysia. So in this case, okay, the sending copies of the said letters to the other parties constituted publications. Okay, so other parties may witness the defamatory words. Okay, so it makes the defamatory words available to someone else, and the third elements will be fulfilled. Alright, so we have done the three elements of defamations, and then next we continue with the defenses.